My name is Kimura Yuri, and this is my story. Despite my traditional upbringing, I used to race scooters in my hometown of Hida. There, I earned a reputation for being able to do the impossible with almost nothing at all. My father did his best to steer me away from what he believed to be manly activities, but my grandmother and I secretly shared my grandfather's engineer manuals and notes on cars and motorcycle engines. I would read my grandfather's manuals and learn everything that I could from them as quickly as I could. With these tools, I was able to not only maintain my scooter, but also modify the engine so that I would be able to compete with the older boys on their motocrosses. With my grandfather's good luck hachimaki wrapped around my arm, I raced two local boys who, when unable to keep up with me, decided to work together to orchestrate my defeat. Unfortunately for them, it didn't work out. I outmaneuvered them at every turn and left them in the dust. Winning this race made me somewhat of a legend among my group of friends. When it came time to apply for school, I gathered all my courage and finally confessed my ambition and love for racing to my father. This didn't go over well, and ended in an altercation. When I told him that I refused to apply for a proper education, my father told me that he was ashamed of me and that I was no longer welcome in our family home. This broke my heart. So, with no other options, I left for Nagoya with the blessings and savings of my grandmother. When I got there, Nagoya was not what I expected. I could only ever find low-grade clerical work or other minor jobs working as a hostess here or there. With the last of the money that my grandmother gave me, I purchased a racing bike and entered illegal street races. Through racing, I won more money than I'd ever seen in my life. Rumors and legends about my quick reflexes and unyielding courage spread like wildfire. Soon, I had an unofficial entourage of women motorcyclists that followed me all around wearing my signature pink as their symbol. Around that time, a gang started to follow me around as well. And with that gang, I began to notice one particular man stalking me from the shadows wherever I went. It was only when I realized that my lucky handkerchief had been stolen from my apartment that my concerns were taken to the police. They dismissed me and laughed at me, telling me that my stalker was probably just a really nice guy that I'd probably marry in the near future. But that was not the case. One evening, I returned home to find the stalker in my apartment going through my things. He hadn't seen me come in, but I had no idea what to do. The sight of him rummaging through my clothes was too much for me to handle. So I did the only thing that I could think of and screamed at him for him to leave. He turned around to face me with a knife in his hand and lunged at me. I avoided his attack and he hit the wall, dropping the knife. I tackled him without hesitation. We rolled on the ground, exchanging desperate blows. The injuries were more painful than anything I had ever experienced in my time racing scooters in Shirakawa. But adrenaline was pumping through me, and I managed to overpower the stalker, grabbing the knife from the floor beside us and holding the blade to his neck. When the police finally arrived, they took him away and rushed me to the hospital for my injuries. X-rays revealed that my arm and foot had both been broken in several places. It wasn't long before my entourage and gang showed up to support me, and to my amazement, paid off my medical bills. This was a blessing, but rehabilitation was still difficult for me. But I never gave up, and with the support of my gang, I was soon ready to race again. At my first race after the attack, my crew presented me with a new pink hachimaki, covered in all of their signatures as well as good luck messages written in all black ink. At that moment, I vowed that I would help other women with my winnings and influence. My gang of incredible women would thereby be known as the Sakura 7 Gang. We all wore pink hachimakis as a symbol of unity and support for women needing aid and shelter from stalkers or abusers. The Sakura 7 soon grew beyond the original 7 members, and my signature pink color became synonymous with women's empowerment. At street races, women would line up in droves to show their support for me. After winning 7 consecutive races, I eventually attracted the attention of a sponsor. After that, I not only earned a spot at the All Japan Moto Championship, but I was also the youngest woman ever to race and win in this prestigious event. My sponsorships then tripled, and soon after, so did my gang. Life was good, but it came to a staggering halt on that fateful day. It was at the illegal Tokyo Kick 3000 street races. I was leading the race, a clear frontrunner, likely to take the victory, but then, before I knew it, I was surrounded by an unnatural fog that seemed to have appeared out of nowhere. Baffled and confused, I stopped my bike and got off. After that, it wasn't long before I realized that I wasn't in Tokyo anymore.